How's it going, guys? Motor City Miner here, coming at for you from my house again, and we're going to be talking about the Avalon Nano 3 one last time. I have done a few videos on this product. Came out about a year ago now, but being that it is Christmas time, the holidays, everyone's gift giving, and this is kind of, that novelty Bitcoin lottery miner. I know a bunch of people have bought these, sending them out to different people, including myself, just as kind of a fun little gift. Figured it's a good time to do one last update on this, as there has been some changes and updates from Canaan over the year, and also some just news and corrections to my original video from unboxing this a year ago, now that everything's out there. But yeah, just figured to be a quick simple how-to for specifically people that, again, this is meant to be a novelty Bitcoin miner. So like, if you are not someone that's typically in the blockchain world, don't really know much about mining, stuff like that, just gonna do a quick essentially setup guide video. Very simple. Going to do it all on the phone, no back end. If you are looking for back end information and how you can access the back end on this product, link down below to my previous unboxing video, which is a little more in depth on that side. But this, again, is meant for more for the non-crypto, non-blockchain savvy person. That's really what this product is designed for, is for simple setup. Has an app. Usually there are no apps for mining machines. And again, it is a novelty lottery miner, so your chance of solving any block is pretty low. Or if you do pool mode, you're going to be gaining very little Bitcoin per day, like 0.000000001 Bitcoin a day. It'll take you forever. So I don't really recommend for pool mining for that reason. Like 20 cents in the USD value a day, really not worth it in my opinion. Again, these are meant more to just be a fun novelty thing, and maybe you'll get your 1 in 1 million chance of solving a Bitcoin block. I will go over both how to mine solo with this using a public pool, and using an actual pool to pool mine. I don't recommend the pool mining side, but I will put in this setup video just for your information. So let's get started. This is a unit I've had. I did just do a factory reset on it. Factory reset, just for your information, is you hold this bottom button for more than 10 seconds, then let go. It'll do a factory reset. Obviously, I've been running this, so I had to do that so I can go over the whole process from start to finish. And then also of note, if you hold this button for about 3 seconds, maybe 4, and then let go, it'll reset the network. So, which is important to note if you ever move or change your Wi-Fi information. There is really no way to do that in the app. So you have to do it on here first and then go through this whole process that I'm about to start every time you need to update the Wi-Fi information on this unit. So just some other basic things. This is the power button, hold it to turn it on and off. I already have my unit on. You can click it once to change the lighting mode. So now we're, flashing. You can do breathing or steady on. You can change the RGB light, but that'll be in the app, and I'll explain that later. And again, we already kind of talked about what this bottom button does. There are a couple other settings so that can be done with this. So if you just quick click it, it switches what's on the screen here. So you can see that right now we don't have any Wi-Fi. If you double click it real quick, like in succession, it actually will change this hashing mode or heater mode. So there's low, medium, high on this unit. We'll get into that a little later and what those actually mean. But you can see what mode you're in here. See, it says level M, so now we're in medium. So just information there. But we'll go a little more in depth into the different speed modes or heating modes later in this video. So to get started, it does come with an instruction booklet, and the only thing you'll really need in here that I haven't already talked about is the QR code. That's the QR code right there. That'll get you to the Avalon Nano 3 Avalon remote app that you'll need. I'm gonna do this on an iPhone, and we'll do a screen record just so you can see how this whole process goes. So let's get into, I already have the app downloaded, but again, use this to download the app. I'll show it on the screen, and we'll get going on the setup side. Did want to make note of one more thing before you jump into the app. cycle through the screen here, and you'll get to a screen that says, please connect the heater nano, and this number will be different depending on your unit, but the first part will always say heater underscore nano underscore, and then it'll have a unique device ID number. That is going to be this unit's Wi-Fi for setup, so you're going to want to need to know that information when you get in the app. We are now on the iPhone here. You can see I scan, this is what would come up if you scan that QR code. Obviously go to either the Google Play Store or the App Store for Apple, depending on what you need. If you click on that link, it will obviously open your store app and you can have it. As you can see, I already have mine opened or downloaded, so it's just giving me the open prompt. So you'll open up the app once you have it. I already have a few devices on here, as you can see. This was actually the unit that was in the closet, so I'm gonna have to delete this real quick. So to do that, you hold it and then just press remove and it's gone. So that's how you ever remove one if you have to remove it. Now in the app, this is the home screen you'll see. There's also this settings tab, and this is just general things like you can select your language for the app, dark mode, and just some other basic information, you know, what version. Make sure you're running the latest version of the app. So to add a new device, you're gonna press the plus button in the upper right corner, and it's gonna go through the connect the device to Wi-Fi. So when you first get this device, it is not connected to Wi-Fi, but it does have its own built-in Wi-Fi network. And that's what you're gonna have to do here. It'll say to connect your iPhone or your Android to that. On an iPhone specifically, this will be the process. You open up your Wi-Fi network, you select that device. In this case, we remember that it's the B610 heater underscore nano, and then it'll tell you don't have an internet connection. That's okay. And then you go back to the app. So once you have done that and you're connected to the device through its own Wi-Fi, you press next step, and then it'll prompt you for 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection. This is very important. It only works on 2.4 gigahertz, and I have noticed that it has some issues with SSIDs that have like special characters like apostrophes. So like if you have apostrophe S or something, exclamation point in your Wi-Fi SSID, you will have to change it. And on the password side, it doesn't seem to be as strict, but definitely still stay away from, you know, special characters and stuff. You want to make sure it stays simple. So we're going to select Wi-Fi. It'll show all the available ones nearby. In my case, mine's Sleepy Shibas. That's my 2.4 anyway. The Wi-Fi password will be whatever yours is set up to be. Again, I do recommend both your SSID and your password not having special characters, or else it may have issues connecting. So once you have your Wi-Fi password in for your Wi-Fi SSID, just press save. So it'll take a moment. It'll get an IP address. Once it's done, it will prompt me to disconnect. So it says switch back to normal Wi-Fi. So you'll go back to your Wi-Fi settings. You'll want to forget this network. That way you never connect back to it again, unless, you know, automatically. I'm going to go back to, so my 5.0 gigahertz is actually Speedy Shibas. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Because I have multiple speed networks, and it should show up here. And it is this living room one. So by default, it always adds the unit as a living room unit, but you can change that here. Yep, so if you want to recommend changing the password for this device, you know, that's great. Do that at your own. So this is the new, what you'll see in the screen here. And this controls pretty much everything. I'm going to quickly change this back to what it was supposed to be. This is my closet unit, heats my walk-in closet, which has no heater, no vent in it at all, so it can get pretty cold in the winter. And yeah, things you'll see. Heater control, so that's low, medium, high. It also is your mining speed, so low is 2 terahash, medium is 3 terahash, high is 4 terahash for this unit. On average, again, hash rates vary. Light control, this turns the light on and off. And then you can choose when it's on, you know, whether it's flashing, breathing, loop, or whatnot. If you turn it off, it unhighlights what mode it's in. So you can see flash, breathing, loop, etc. Loop goes through all the colors. So just FYI there. Brightness, obviously how bright is this unit. Color temperature, you can make it more blue or more yellow. And then you can do any, color in RGB value out there. So that's the basic interface on the app. Again, this is mostly for controlling the lighting and the heat output / speed of mining. Now, the important part that you're gonna have to do with a new unit is going to this mining management setup at the end. It does say don't recommend modifying these settings, which is kind of funny because you kind of need to get it to mine to your thing. So do ignore that. You will want to do mining management if you ever want to mine to something that you actually want to. Now, this actually has some information already. This is my information. I have my own node, but most people will not be able to operate their own node. But I did do a private video, so link down below if you have the tools such as a FutureBit, Apollo unit that does allow you to mine to your own node. It's its own Bitcoin node and you can mine to it yourself. But most people don't have that, so ignore what's here. In mine, yours will have some default stuff from the factory. But yeah, you can put multiple pools, all that stuff. So we're gonna go through the process of how to solo mine first, and then I'll do pool mining after that. So to solo mine, first thing you're gonna need to do is set up a Bitcoin wallet. I'm not gonna go through that process mainly because there's just so many different wallet providers out there. The one thing I will say is for mining specifically, never use an exchange wallet. Pretty much no mining pool or any process that involves mining. A lot of exchanges do not accept deposits from mining. So do not use a wallet address from an exchange. Always use a private wallet of some type. Again, there are plenty of videos out there from plenty of other people about Bitcoin wallets. So just look that up. Choose what works best for you. There's a ton of different, cold, hot, so what I call medium wallets as well. And they all have their pros and cons. Again, just avoid using an exchange wallet for mining. So this is my wallet address here, as you can see. And I essentially in this worker field, you'll put your Bitcoin address. So mine is this giant string of letters, which yours would be as well. And then at the end, you can always put, what is it called? At the end, you can always put after your address a dot and then a name of your worker. So since I have multiple of these, I'm calling this Nano 3 closet because it's going to be an Avalon Nano 3 that's in a closet. Password is optional. There is no reason to ever do these for pools, to be honest. Some pools will tell you to put like a specific number, so it depends on what pool. But most of them, it's just an optional. It doesn't add any security or anything. It's just part of the communication protocol that it does need some data here. I typically just put a lowercase x if needed. For the pool address and stratum, so this is probably the most important for solo mining. On a lottery miner is there's only really one great pool for solo mining, and it's not really a pool because if you're solo mining, it's not a pool, but it operates similar to a pool. So you would put it in the pool address here, and that's CK Pool. They're pretty much the go-to solo Bitcoin mining pool. So let's bring up their website here, and it'll show all the data you need to put in these fields. Link down below to solo.ckpool.org. But this is essentially there's nothing here. There's very minimal here. Again, they're just essentially, since it's pretty much, unless you have specific hardware at this point, impossible to mine directly to your own Bitcoin node, they offer this service for a 2% fee. All that means is that if you were to somehow win the lottery and win a Bitcoin block, they'll take 2% of that block and give you the rest. And that is, again, because they're operating the hardware node side that you don't personally have yourself. Again, this is all As it says, no registration required, no payment schemes, no pool operator wallets, nothing like that. This is just a bare bones. This is true solo mining, in the extent that you don't have your own node. So it says exactly what you have to do here. It says just point your miner to solo.ckpool.org, and then the port address is 33333. So you'll want to copy this. Just copy, bring that over here. Leave the stratum plus TCCP. If it's not there already, type it in. Put stratum plus TCP, and then the colon / and then paste solopool.ckpool.org :3333. Okay, so once that's all in there and you have your worker name, like I said, which is your Bitcoin address, and if you want to give it an individual name, put that period and then the worker name. Just press save. It should save. It doesn't give you like any confirmation. You will want to restart or reboot the device. That's the only way for pool changes to take effect. There is no way to do that in the app that I'm aware of. Even these 3 dots up top, again, just gets you to mining management and change password. So you'll have to do that manually outside of the, outside of the app. So I just restarted it, holding the power button and turning it back on. But once you reboot it and go into mining management, you should see now that it has your new information. So solo.ckpool.org, and then I just use my address and then Nano 3 closet. I am going to copy out my address here, and I'll show you why in a moment. So I copied that out, and that'll be so we can find this unit on the pool. So that's everything in the app for the moment. So we'll hop back over to the pool. Now, everything else on this website, there's some other information. It says if you have a high difficulty, there's a high difficulty port. With a lottery miner, you don't need high difficulty. You'll never find shares, and therefore you'll never know if you're actually connected to the pool. You can ignore what's in this example section here. This is if you were using not a preset miner with the interface that we have in this app to put in your information. So really it's just, again, copy and pasting that solo.ckpool.org, the 33333 port. And again, it does say here even that the password is ignored on theirs. So everything else here is just kind of general information. So if you scroll down though, you'll see to access user statistics, enter your BTC address below and press enter. So that's where I'm going to put that information that I just did. So you can see my worker name, Nano3. This is like your actual stats. So it has your Bitcoin address and then the actual unit, Nano3 closet. It says my current hash rate is 3.3 terahash. And then your 5 minute, 1 hour, that'll increase your averages over time as you're connected longer. And then it just tells you your best share information and so on and so forth. And that just proves that you're connected to the pool, and that's just a way to check that. Again, it's a bare bones pool because it's not really a pool. You're solo mining, and hopefully with a 1 in 1 million plus chance, you'll win a block. It's highly unlikely, but again, these are more novelty devices. You can obviously refresh this page, and it'll have the latest and greatest information as it goes. The only other thing of note on this website is, just read it all over, but there's not really, it's just explaining to you how they operate, how solo mining operates, nothing crazy there. So if we go back over to the app, you can see we have low, medium, and high mode. Again, I'll show those on the unit in a moment and how you know what mode you're in. But that's pretty much it. There's not much else here to do. This is just for RGB customization and selecting heat mode, but you can do that on the device itself, which I'll show you now. So let's hop back out of the app and see how things are going on the actual unit. All right, we're back out of the app. We're at the unit, and you can see we're currently in low for our level, which is about the 2 terahash. It'll adjust this average. It will cycle through this. If you want to cycle faster, like I said, you just click this one time. Right now it says 1.87 terahash, that's the average, but we did just start this. It should sit right around 2 for the low level. The other information in here on this screen is this 62, that's the current wattage. So in low power, it seems to hover right around like 65 watts to get 2 terahash. It also shows you your IP data and the local time in that upper corner. Other information, just a logo, obviously your local time and date, and then that's about it. So we are mining away. Now to move to medium level, you again double click this real quick, the bottom button. And what that'll do, and you'll see here when it cycles through, is that our hash rate and our wattage will increase, so the heat output will also increase as we move into medium heater mode. So you can see it has moved to medium. Our wattage is slowly creeping up as it ramps up to a higher wattage. It usually takes a few minutes to get to full, and I believe this will hover right around like 95-ish watts in medium mode, and it should move up to 3 terahash. So we'll cut back once this number is closer and has adjusted over a few minutes. Been a few minutes, and you can see now that at level medium we're hovering at about 91 watts and 3.23 terahash, so a little above the 3, but it is going along. So we'll move this into high hash rate mode. One last step, so you just double click this again real quick, and it should move to high. Oops, went past it there. So we are on level high. We'll give it a few more minutes to get to full hash rate, just so you guys can see the wattage and full hash rate at level high. So we've been in high mode for a little while here, and you can see that we're about 4 terahash and 125 watts. So we'll go back into the app.
All right, so back on my phone now. You can see everything's still set up for that solo pool on CK pool. We went through all the different modes, the low, medium, high, their wattage, and their terahash output. I did put it back to medium just because that's where I have it at the moment. We'll check one last time on the pool. So again, this is all you'll see. So you can see that 1 minute hash rate is 3.62 terahash, 5 minutes 3.21. And this is now in the medium mode. So those will keep coming closer to 3 terahash total over time. So that's kind of the solo mining, lottery mining method on this. So I guess I should jump into how to do pool mining. If you are going to pool mine with what really is a lottery miner, understand that your daily earnings are going to be, although more than 0, they pretty much are 0. So it's not much different than lottery mining, where your daily earnings, unless you magically hit a block, are 0. But if you really want to do it for some reason, I recommend, if you're using one of these units or any type of lottery miner, to use via BTC as your mining pool. And the reason for that is that they're not the lowest payout threshold, but they're the lowest fee-free payout threshold. So what does that mean? If you're there are payout thresholds on pools, and typically you have to get to like 0.001, 0.005 BTC or something. And on a unit like these, that would take an eternity doing pool mining. You know, we're talking months and months and months and months. Via BTC has the lowest fee free. So there are sites that'll let you pay out at like 0.0001 BTC. But then you end up losing 10% of that to a payout fee, paying the transaction fee. So Via BTC has the lowest threshold for fee-free payouts. That means they pay the fee on the payout. So I already have it downloaded here. You'll, download that app that I was just showing, set up your account, everything. I already have that all set up. And essentially this is what you'll be greeted with. And at the bottom here, you can see I have home, the pool. So this is, the pool information for BTC. You can select, they have multiple coins, so make sure you select BTC for Bitcoin. worker. I don't have any workers connected at the current moment or anything like that. But you'll go to the pool tab and it'll have the pool information down here. So you can see the BTC Stratum URL. So you can just copy that. Wrong one. We're going to go back to our Avalon Nano app. And you go to mining management, and naturally you will just replace all this information with that. New pool information, paste. There you go. Now via BTC is a little different. So instead of using your Bitcoin address, you use your account. So my account here, as you can see, is in the upper left corner, is Motor City Miner. So and how that works is when you set up an account on via BTC, you'll essentially set up all your payout addresses. So if I go to the asset tab here, you can see how much current BTC I have. I have about $51 sitting there, and you can see that when you click on specific coins, so in this case we're doing BTC, I can do auto withdrawal, and you can put in the address. So that is my same Bitcoin address. And whatnot. So current minimum payment required is, as I mentioned earlier, on here is 0.001 BTC. That is for fee free. You can do lower, but it'll cost you a fee. So I'm about halfway there on this. I'm not really mining on my via BTC account right now, so this is just money that I've had sitting there. So that's how you mine. So mining with an account's a little different. Like I said, essentially you mine to your account, and then you're in your account on their pool page, you put your payout address. So for mining though, you just copy that Stratum information just like before, and then instead of your Bitcoin address here, you'll just put like I said, your actual via BTC account. So mine's Motor City Miner, and then dot worker name. So in this case I'll leave it as Nano 3 Closet, and then we'll go down to the bottom, or gotta put lowercase x. Don't have to, but I like to. And then press save. And you will have to reboot the unit as before, so you'll have to do that manually. Again, there's no way to do that in the app, unfortunately. I do wish they would add that. So I'll have to jump back after I have completed rebooting the unit. I've rebooted the device. So we'll go in here, make sure our settings stuck. Yep, you can see mining management now says BTC via BTC at .io 33333 Motor City Miner Nano 3 Closet. So that all looks great. Let's jump on over to our app, see if it's picking up poolside yet. Let's do a refresh. Yeah, it looks like we're at 469 gigahash, but we'll go over to the worker tab and refresh this. Hopefully it shows up. There we go. Nano 3 Closet. Yep, it's 10-minute hash rate's obviously a little low because we haven't hit that average yet. We haven't ran it for 10 minutes. But it should move closer to our 3 terahash average in time. So that's how you mine to a pool. Again, I recommend not mining to a pool, but if you absolutely want to, just to get those daily earnings instead of never making any earnings unless you win the lottery effectively, use via BTC. It's real easy to download this app, set up an account, and get going on it. Again, don't really recommend it. The point of these miners is novelty, playing the lottery, daily lotto ticket essentially. You should never buy one of these expecting to make money. But if you do want like a very, very small earnings of Bitcoin each and every day, you can pool mine. I just recommend via BTC because of the low payout threshold that is fee free. Again, there are pools with lower thresholds out there, but you have to pay the fee, and no one likes paying 10% of their earnings to a pool. But yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing here. Nothing really else to talk about. That's pretty much all the basic setup. I guess comment down below with any questions you may have, any issues. Again, I think it's a fun little novelty lottery miner. It's probably the best lottery miner out there from a terahash perspective at the cost. Again, these are only like $100. So to get 4 terahash for $100 is pretty good. Yes, there are better lotto Bitcoin miners out there, like the new Apollo devices, but that'll get like 9 to 10 terahash, but those are also like, $1,000. So $100 for 4 terahashes and only 100 watts, honestly, is probably the best out there at the moment for these lottery miners. And it looks nice. It allows you to have that low, medium, and high that you see on the screen here. Temperature ratings. It's not going to heat up a room, I will say that. These are meant more as like a workstation, like put it at your desk, keep your feet warm or keep your hands warm type little heater. Fun little novelty gift, nothing too crazy. Change up your RGB, go wild with that. Make it match your gaming desktop if you want. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got today on the Avalon Nano 3. Hope you found this video insightful and helped you set up your, Christmas gift or whatever you got it for. Again, comment down below with any questions or issues you may encounter. I can try and answer them. And yeah, that's all I got on this for today. Until next time.